Hi, Amsterdam. I saw all the ladies move from the back to the front. Hi, ladies. I see you. Gentlemen, pay attention. There's learnings for you, too. So raise your hand if you've ever bought a product, let's say a lipstick or a razor, maybe a cologne, because a celebrity uses it. Don't be shy. OK, now raise your hand if you've ever bought a product because you helped make it. Fewer people, I would say. At Glossier, we've not only made our customer the center of our world, but we've included her in every piece of our brand's development over the last 2.5 years since we launched. So Glossier is a venture-backed, direct-to-consumer beauty startup launched in 2014 off of the back of Into the Gloss, which is a beauty blog I launched out of my apartment in New York City back in 2010. We've since raised over $35 million from venture capitalists in New York, Silicon Valley. We have global aspirations to be the first beauty lifestyle brand. And we have our roots in editorial. So what does that mean? Into the Gloss is a little beauty blog that now has about 2 million unique visitors a month from around the world. It's about 50% international, a lot from Europe, about 50% domestic. And the goal of Into the Gloss is really to interview these very powerful women in the art, fashion, and tech world, so everyone from Isabel Marant to Ariana Huffington, about their beauty routines, and ask them to kind of come out in the open and share details, tips, and tricks on what they use and why. And what I learned, which was really fascinating from interviewing all of these women on the floor of their bathroom, looking through all of their beauty products and their medicine cabinets, was that a lot of these very powerful women happened to be very insecure about what they knew about beauty, what they knew or what they didn't do. So I'd say, what's your favorite, tell me about your beauty routine. And they would say, oh, me, I'm really low maintenance. I'm not sure. And then you say, no, come on, what's your favorite moisturizer? What's your favorite mascara? Like, you've got to have one, even if you don't really wear that much makeup. And finally, they'd get to talking. And I started realizing that the reason there's this kind of beauty shaming is because we've been brought up, and I'm a millennial, guilty, to believe that only experts can tell us what to do. Only these brand-appointed beauty experts or celebrities know the answer, when in fact, all of us have very valuable opinions. And so Glossier launched in 2014. We'd raised $2 million to be the first global beauty lifestyle brand. It's category agnostic, and we're hoping to democratize beauty and help make you the expert of your own beauty routine. We want you to realize your power and share your knowledge and your information about products with others. So Glossier is the first beauty lifestyle brand, and every single thing that we do is designed to facilitate a digital conversation. We don't sell in stores, we don't sell in Sephora, and yet we have hundreds of thousands of customers. Why is that? Because everything we do, from product to digital tools like a private Slack channel, are all designed to always create a next step for her. She's never just buying her beauty product, using it once in the morning, and then forgetting about Glossier during the rest of her day. Because we're direct and because we're data-driven, backed, and primarily a tech company and a physical product company, we have her information. We know where she lives. We know what her preferences are. We know what kind of skin she has. We know how often she likes to hear from us. We know her Instagram account handle. And there's always this engagement with her throughout the day. So, for example, our product packaging and unboxing strategies are designed to drive user-generated content. So the product packaging itself, like the face mask that you can see on the bottom right-hand corner of the top left of the screen, it's illustrated on the top of the mask. It's not illustrated on the side. Why is that? Because when you take that mask out of the box at home, you are going to set it down on the table in front of you and probably, hopefully, take a picture of it with your iPhone, like this, like you would a plate of spaghetti or avocado toast, and share that on social media. Our blog, Into the Gloss, still alive and well, is our #1 social channel. We consider it a social channel. It's not a website, it's not a blog. Sure, it's those things, but it's a conversation. We have a higher engagement rate on Into the Gloss than most major media outlets in terms of comments, like Vogue or Allure or Marie Claire. we get upwards of maybe 50 comments on a post. We post once a day, so it's very premium, high-quality content designed to ask women about what products they want us to make as well, and I'll get into that in a little bit. It's not just about social media. We leverage tech to converse with the customer however they want and wherever she wants. So you can schedule FaceTime with Glossier reps in our office to ask them to show you about products that maybe you wouldn't be able to test in person. And if you didn't get enough information on our website, maybe you want to see how the lipstick goes on to the back of someone's hand. It's a little bit like Genius Bar. And however they want to converse with each other. So Glossier fans are highly engaged with us. On Instagram, which has about 500,000 followers now since launch, it's about half the size of a multi-billion-dollar company like Clinique's Instagram account. We've noticed that our community really, really wants to share with one another. And so we've created a community Slack channel for our top couple hundred customers for them to interact with one another, and they send upwards of 2,600 messages per week. We also think of our products themselves as being content. So what does that mean? We are category agnostic, as I said, so because we're direct to consumer, we don't have to decide which side of a store to belong to. We don't have to just make skincare items, we don't have to just make makeup products because it's all online. So you can have as many pages as you want, and you can traverse the whole wilderness of the beauty world. So we started with skincare products. We went into makeup last year, that's phase 2. We'll go into 2 more categories later this year. And we aim to create these modern essentials that form the backbone of every woman's beauty routine. We launch our products in a cadence a lot like media does. Depends on what kind of media. It's definitely not releasing products at the rate that you'd post on Instagram. But we release a new product about every 2 to 3 months. We do that because we've realized that that's the optimum amount of time to get women really excited across our various social channels and emails and engagement, to get them really excited about that next launch. So think about it a little bit like a new Harry Potter book. There's you who read the last Harry Potter book, all your friends read it, you all are excited for the next one, and then that next one comes out, and you read it, and you're ready for the next one. So we're building into this collection. Once you get that product, you're probably posting pictures of it, and then it's time for the next one about a month later. Also, I think it's important to note that we ourselves at Glossier, we don't think we're the expert. We are a group of about 90 people in New York City, largely millennial female workforce, who are our customer. We use beauty, we love beauty, and my background, while I was an editor, a fashion editor at Vogue, and don't have any beauty training, I am a beauty customer. We all are. Everybody uses toothpaste and deodorant, right? So everyone has some experience. So what we're really doing is we're trying to curate, as beauty editors of Into the Gloss, really communicate with our customer and create product that both incorporates her needs, but also all of our learnings from interviewing all of these women from around the world about their favorite beauty products. So we engage our community in every aspect of our business, and I'm going to walk you through the life cycle of how we developed our priming moisturizer, Rich. We have about 20 products right now across the skincare and makeup categories, and we only launched with 4. So this is not about making a ton of stuff and then throwing it out into the world. We're really careful. We really want to make products, and a beauty product, it might be the same formula, hopefully, for the next 30 years. It's evergreen. It's not something that's seasonal. It's not something you're just making once and then on to the next. So our priming moisturizer, Rich, we launched last year, based on our original priming moisturizer, which is one of our best sellers. The first step was to notice that women were talking about how they wanted a heavier cream. They wanted a thicker moisturizer. But what kind? What do they want in it? Do they want it to smell like pineapple? Do they want it to turn them into, like a unicorn? What do they want? So we wrote them on Into the Gloss, and we said, tell us what you would look for in a thick moisturizer. What's a moisturizer you wish you could improve upon? Oftentimes, women will say, I wish this and this had a baby, and it would be, like this dream product. We got over 1,000 comments on Into the Gloss. And some common themes emerged. We learned that women really wanted a moisturizer that was hydrating without looking greasy. We learned that she didn't want any artificial fragrances. And we learned things like she wanted some of the same ingredients that were in our original priming moisturizer to remain the same. We also learned that she hates things that come in jars, and that she, I think, yeah, just the jar thing. But it's great because we ended up realizing, after we relayed our comments to our chemist and we created this amazing formula, we ended up realizing that in our customer testing, women didn't like the jar. And this was like this huge point of contention. And they were like, we don't want a jar, there's bacteria, there's all these things. And we had to kind of make an educated guess in conjunction. It was like a debate in the office, really, with thousands of women as our workforce, talking about whether or not to do this jar. So finally, we did put it in a jar, and we ended up explaining to her when we launched that it was because if we didn't put it in the jar and we put it in a pump, it would compromise the quality of the moisturizer. It wouldn't be as thick. We wouldn't be able to get the same result. So rather than just launching, imagine if a big beauty brand had just launched this product in a jar and didn't have these channels to communicate with the customer and understand and say, hey, we listened to you. Think about a meeting in your office. Hey, we listened to you. We had this great debate, but ultimately we made this product with you that we think you're really going to like, and here's why. It's now become one of our top selling products. And what we did is also said, thank you so much for your help. We're going to send you 1,000 women the priming moisturizer. And we did. We sent it to them not only once it came out, but before it came out. And by the time the product launched on the market, we had hundreds of posts about this product with glowing reviews. So here's some examples of our launch strategy. We had women, creating YouTube content. We had we had our Into the Gloss post. Glossier Priming Moisturizer is here. And we had more, amazing conversations about, the effects of this product. One of the other things that's been super successful for us, and this is a new channel that's actually still in beta, and it's now contributed up to 7% of our revenue so far this year, and it's only in beta. We have about 300 or 400 women who are so engaged with our brand, who have posted so much on Instagram, who have tagged us so much, that we created a formalized rep program. It's a little bit like you're creating content, well, it's not a little bit, you are creating content for Glossier. So for example, you might have a page like glossier.com/Emily. It might look a little bit like, hi, I'm Christine. Christine is based in LA, she's a YouTuber. She started on YouTube, and we collaborated with her very early on. She's not one of these big influencers who makes millions of dollars. She does not have that many followers, but she's really into Glossier, and she speaks really eloquently about our brand even before we incentivized her. She's now creating content for us on Glossier and makes quite a bit of money. She's now one of our top reps contributing to this program. And she's coming to events like ones that we did in Los Angeles, localized events where we gather members of our community together. We celebrate them. We flew them into New York last week, 12 of our top performing reps, to shadow us in the office. So these girls actually came in, worked with our product team for a day, worked with our creative team for a day, and we really view them as extensions of our office. They're not just members of our community. So our roots, oh, I'm sorry. Oops, I skipped. Slide 11, last one. So one of the things that big brands, and I had a lot of experience as a beauty editor, working with the Lancomes of the world, the L'Oreals of the world, multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. And they were often very puzzled, and the big question they would always ask me when I was just a beauty blogger was, we're really struggling. How do we make our customers feel involved? It seems like they just really want to be involved. And I always said, and I still say today, just involve them. Don't make them feel involved. That's a marketing strategy. Don't make that, don't create these like gimmicks and tricks. Figure out ways to actually get them involved. Regram her pictures on Instagram. Invite her to events. Treat her like a beauty editor. Treat her like a celebrity. Today, every single one of your customers is an influencer. It's not about influencer marketing with the big guys. For us, we think about every single one of our customers as an influencer. And community is fueling our innovation. It's also driving our growth. We had 600% year-on-year growth last year. 70% of our revenue last year was through owned and earned channels and peer-to-peer recommendations. It wasn't through paid. It was all through the fact that we treat our community members the way they want to be treated. Thank you so much.